So we've come to the end of the festival essentially, and for me as guest director it's been an absolute joy to be in audiences, to be with people after however many months of this pandemic. This really is our kind of celebration into the future, and it happened in Brighton, and I'm glad to have been here, and the sun's shining gloriously.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's been different this year. It was really different last year because it didn't exist. And I was in Brighton in May and there wasn't a festival. And so this year it feels like nature is healing. It feels like things are creeping back. Signs of life are returning. And it's great to be part of that those signs of life, really.
It's so exciting to be opening the building again after the long, winding road of lockdown and working together to survive the pandemic. It couldn't be more meaningful to us to be opening up with Brighton Festival. In fact, when we reopened our building after 8 years renovation and refurbishment, Brighton Festival was the first public moment that we had in 2016. So it feels really apt that we're coming alive again during the festival.
I was contacted by Brighton Festival to say they'd like to bring our place to Moulscombe and Bevendine. So we're absolutely delighted to be the hub for that. We are a community pub. We are more than a pub, so we're very much about the community anyway. And so, yeah, our place has been a fantastic chance to, wake the community up and wake the spaces up in the local area.
Infinity Food is the workers' cooperative, and there's 7 principles of a co-op. The 7th principle is acting with care of community, so supporting the Children's Parade at large, really tied into that, helping to get involved, make a big community event that the Children's Parade is every year, to try and keep that good buzz going, and especially when the children need it most.
I couldn't wait to start be involved. I couldn't wait, and I'm sure few of us the same. It's just so sentimental because we really enjoy free show, free talking, free dancing, and we couldn't do anything. But thank God we're here. We managed to do some show, but definitely it was a great time for me, and I really enjoy. I'm so happy about that.
It's super exciting to be back and to be able to see live shows. It's really, really nice and to see people around and everybody enjoying it. It's exciting.
Our place at Brighton Festival is taking performers like me out into places like this all around Brighton, and we've had oh my goodness, we've had a lovely sing and a dance and a bit of a laugh, and it's been smashed. It's been a tonic for me because, like everyone, I've been in lockdown as well in the sheltered accommodation. So we've all had a chance to just relax and be together in a responsible, socially distanced way. Yeah, it's been lovely. Boy.
Arrivals Departures was conceived pre-pandemic. Yara and I actually came up with the idea 5 years ago. But clearly, since the start of the pandemic, the work has been heightened in the way it can be used. So if I give you a couple of practical examples, it's been really heartwarming to see people use the boards as a way to celebrate lockdown babies. Perhaps they haven't been to have a naming ceremony like you might pre-COVID, so they've used that as a way to really highlight and celebrate that birth. And equally, of course, people haven't been able to go to funerals in the same way as pre-COVID. So people have been using the departures board as a way to commemorate a loved one who might have died in the last year.
The piece started with this building behind me and the fact that it's been empty and dark for the longest time since it was built. I wanted to find out what can you do with a theatre that's gone dark in many senses of the word. This building is an echo chamber in the middle of the city, and I filled it with words, and I've turned it into a space where people can reflect together on what we've all been through over the past year. It's the first performance piece I've ever made that doesn't have any performers in it. It has only sounds, lights, music, stories. But it's been extraordinary talking to the audience today as they've been coming through the building about how much they're finding in it. And of course, people feel their own stories reflected in it. And I think that's what the festival is for. The festival plays the city back to itself.
I think during lockdown, having a project like this to focus on has been really very, very useful, and it's been great to have these sessions with Francesca and, you know, kind of really just focus on evolving the project and knowing that it was going to happen and that it was happening in May. I think previously when we didn't have a home for the project, it was like, oh, well, it can go on and on and on and on. But knowing it's coming to Brighton, during lockdown, it really did focus us on getting it ready.
So we're really excited to see this art installation by Ray Lee. We haven't had anything like this in Shoreham-Port before, so it's a completely new experience for us. It's something that everyone's really enjoyed getting involved in, all the teams who've helped with the setup. And as a trust port, we're a community port, so any opportunities that we get to bring the local community into the estate, we really aim to do that.
I'm so thrilled to be here presenting this work here at night for the Brighton Festival. There's something in my work of a mix between a kind of a Victorian aesthetic and a sci-fi aesthetic. And I like the way that it situates itself here in the port. It comes from another world, and yet somehow it seems to fit here beautifully.
I think the candle project resonates at this moment in time particularly because, you know, we are slowly coming out of a pandemic, people are starting to reconnect. We've had a long period of time in isolation and lots of life changes for many people. So I think offering up a space where people can come together as a group or in small groups and then share thoughts and exchanges is really lovely. And I think it's very timely for now, but also can mark any particular time that we live in and go through.
We've been very lucky to work on this project, which is choirs in the wood with lit items. A lot of our artists in lockdown have made lanterns. We've given them the task to make 20 each, so there's 20 poppies, there's 20 fir cones, and they've made them in their front rooms because they've been under lockdown, and that's been really good for them, and it's been good for us because we've got some very nice items.
We chose to remake Wider Spoke when we were thinking about how we would make theatre that was both a response to the pandemic in some way that's optimistic, because I think Wider Spoke is one of our most optimistic shows, but also it's kind of COVID friendly or COVID safe in some ways. You cycle alone through the city, and so that was why we chose to show at the festival this year.
One of the things about this year's festival, of course, is we've been working in multiple different ways with different regulations. So we started the month of May before step 3 in the roadmap, before we were able to perform indoors. And I think it's really marked out this festival that we've been working outdoors, online and indoors with really safe COVID protocols, and I'm hugely proud of the team who've dealt with all of that, and really proud of artists and audiences who have come along the journey with us to make this possible. And I'm hearing time and time again how grateful everybody is that we've managed it in such a way, and I want to thank everybody for that.
So it's really great to be back after missing a year, and I would like to make a special mention to the Brighton Festival crew that have really pulled out all the stops this year with all the restrictions and everything, just pulling it all off and getting it all together. It's been really brilliant work. Well done everyone.